Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to the channel for a brand new video. In today's video, I'm giving sort of my final pre-Vanguard expectations and thoughts as we approach the season, not really on team tiers or anything, just the game itself, how I think the game will play and be from my viewers' experience. I'm really excited to talk about it. You know, we're about, 6 hours from launch, so it'll be here before you know it. Also, I will say, I'm trying a new headset. I got these Astro A40s, so I'm hoping they work with good sound quality as an actual mic for my videos. I just don't really have a proper setup for my mic, so it's easier to kind of just use this headset. It's more comfortable. I don't got to be leaning in towards the mic or anything, but if the quality is bad, I will go back to that Yeti until I can get an actual setup. Anyway, let me know if the quality is bad or anything like that, and I'll definitely make the changes. But anyway, if you enjoy the video, let me know by leaving a like down below, and definitely leave a comment as well with your thoughts on Vanguard, how you think the year will be, what you think the game will look like, and just how excited you are for it, which I'm sure right now is very excited. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from me in the future as well, because there will be more videos coming out now that the game is officially here. There'll be videos, 3-4 times a week. So I appreciate all of your support in these videos so much, and let's hop right into the video. So I'm recording this without any gameplay on my screen here. I'm literally just looking at my screen, and I'll just put some sort of Vanguard gameplay on there. But my thoughts on the game are that I'm actually very excited for this game because there's a lot of reasons actually. And when you think back to all the way back to the beta, I made a video, you might have seen it, you might not have, where I was talking about my thoughts on the beta and sort of how I thought the season was going to be. And there was definitely some negativity in that video, but the thing is, I said it then and I sort of feel the same way now. It was more so, I thought, stuff that could be easy fixes. The game, it looked very good, so that's a good thing because when the game's already in the beta stage, you can't really change the way it looks. So if it looks bad, that's not good. So that's good. It looks good, it still does. The gunplay was very good, it still is now, so that's also good. Some things I didn't like though, we all thought the footstep audio was kind of weird, wasn't consistent, footsteps, the audio was not the best. That has been changed. Let's think, movement, the sprint out time, that was a major issue. When you were sprinting, you aimed down sights way too slow after you were sprinting. It was very bad. I thought that might have been the worst part of the entire beta. That has been sped up as well, so that is good. Other things, the weather effects on the map, the vision was not the best. The visibility, I should say, was not the best. The sun was too bright. You were in a gunfight and your gun was smoking. You couldn't even really see what you were shooting at. I said on Twitter, I said on my streams, I said it just seemed like sometimes I was shooting at somebody's name tag, not the person's actual character, because I couldn't see it because the effects of the gunfight or the weather or whatever else was too bad. That has been changed. Really a common theme here, what I'm thinking, at least with my thoughts, is that I'm seeing that Sledgehammer and Activision, whoever else works on these games, they are being very proactive or reactive to what the community is saying. They are not just putting their game out there, and if people complain about it, forget about it. And that's the big thing for me. If you can take feedback on your games, that is the start in the right direction, because again, the game looks great. So if you can tweak the small things and make them look better or make them play better, that is a step in the right direction, and they certainly have done that. Another thing was not having dead silence as a perk. It was going to be a field upgrade. Then we got that it is actually going to be a ninja perk. And I think the perk balancing is great too, because flak, tac, and ninja are all in the same perk class. So you can't have flak and tac. I guess you probably could with a wild card, but you can't have all three definitely. So there's going to be choices to be made, and even though we don't get pick 10, it kind of gives you that pick 10 vibe, where back in the day when you couldn't just make a god class, you had to sacrifice a good perk, say in perk 3, to get another good one in perk 1, stuff like that. So that's sort of back. Again, it's not really the same as pick 10, of course. There's going to be way more things to pick in your class, but it's a step in the right direction, and it makes you think these players can't all just get the best perks, the best attachments every single time, and then just play it out. So I like to see stuff like that. That's definitely a positive in my mind. One thing I'm definitely not high on now, and I certainly was not high on it from the beta, I'm sure none of you were if you played the beta or just saw anything from the beta, was the spawn system. The spawn system was not good. We all know that. Squad spawns, not the way. Modern Warfare spawns were horrible, and it looks like we might be headed down that path again this year, at least to start. They did say they worked on it some from the beta, so I'm sure it's not as bad as it was in the beta. I would assume it really can't be worse than it was in the beta. You do also have to consider in the beta there were only 4 maps, so if you were playing 16v16 on a map that really isn't meant to have that many people on it, the spawns naturally weren't going to be good. But even the big maps, the spawns still weren't good. They said they worked on it, and watching some gameplay, it does look like it still is an issue. But I did see Simp say on Twitter, and I agree with him, as long as they work on it, that's fine. He pretty much said, spawns can be bad now, that's okay. Let's take the feedback, let's work on them and get them right for when the season actually starts. And like I was saying earlier, seeing how they are always responding to feedback and making changes based on feedback from the community, that is certainly a great sign. So if the spawns are bad now, I'm kind of expecting them to be, that's okay because they can get it right for the future. And the game does not have to be good when it first comes out. I mean, you want it to be, obviously, but it shouldn't be final. Like a Modern Warfare sim said, they made no changes, it just sucked all year long. If the game sucks now, you'd rather it suck now than suck 3 months from now, basically, is the point he's making and the point I'm making. So I agree with him. Even if the spawns are bad, which I think they might be, that's okay because we should get them updated. We should get them improved as we approach the start of the CDL season. Another thing on my mind that I think is a major positive is league play or ranked, competitive, whatever you want to call it. So Sledgehammer's working on this with Treyarch, and also they are consulting with the CDL, and that, in my mind, is 100% a step in the right direction. Now, people wanted ranked play to be out at launch. I actually disagree with them. While, you know, it would be cool, of course, to be able to play right away, we just don't know enough about the competitive landscape of this game to have a ranked system, because you don't know what maps are going to be played competitively. I don't even think right now we know officially what third game mode is going to be, though I assume pretty sure it's going to be control. But anyway, we don't know that. We don't know what weapons will be GA'd or what perks or lethals, tacticals, whatever. All of that stuff, we have to wait more, and we have to, like I said, they're working with the CDL and the pros, so they have to get feedback from those guys before they can just make changes into a league play system. So I think it makes more sense personally. I mean, I'm hoping it doesn't take 4 months or anything like that, but give it a month, let the pros play and work with it a little bit, recommend some changes to Sledgehammer and to Activision, and then they can implement the league play and make changes throughout the year. They do seem to think there's going to be, you know, visual on-screen rankings. I don't know if that means ELO. Of course, we hope it does, because World War II, which of course was a Sledgehammer game, had what pretty much everybody calls the best league play rank system of all time. So if they can work on that, or if they can have the same kind of system while also bringing in feedback from the pros and making recommendations based on how the pros play the game, that's certainly a good start, because we all know, or at least a lot of us know, that a good league play ranked system is a good step towards building a competitive game that people watch. If I can log on the game and play the way the pros play under the same rules and play with people who are like me, they just want to win, that is a good step for me to want to watch the pros, because then I want to get better. And how do I get better? I get better by watching the pros, seeing what they do, and watching them play their matches. So it's all sort of tied together, and it is good to see that they are working on it, taking it seriously. Hopefully they stick to it, unlike last year where Vanguard said, you know, give us time, it's going to be awesome, and it flopped. Hopefully we don't see that this year. I don't think we will. I think we're in for a good year for league play and ranked, and that certainly is something to feel good about. Over to the competitive side, there have been some sort of leaks and people who were able to get into the game early, and they have leaked some of the stuff that will be allowed in competitive. There was a whole list of restrictions and what's allowed and what's not allowed on Intel Call of Duty's Twitter. I will link that down in the description to the thread. But one thing that stood out to me is that smokes are actually not disabled. That is good to see. Hopefully we can get snipers and smokes back for Search and Destroy. That just adds an element to Search and Destroy, which, you know, we kind of forgot about how awesome it was because we didn't see it all season long in Cold War. And that makes for some of the best moments in Search and some of the best moments generally in competitive Call of Duty. So that is something I'm glad that we can be seeing, and hopefully it will not be buggy like last year. Another thing is Dead Silence. While Ninja is a perk, Dead Silence is also a field upgrade, so I'm sure there's some sort of a difference there. I saw people saying that if you use the Dead Silence field upgrade, it also gives you the ghost effect, so that really wouldn't matter to me in competitive because there's no UAVs anyway. But I could be interpreting that wrong, but regardless, those are the two field upgrades. One thing, you know, one bad thing I did not mention yet, though, no trophy systems, at least not as of now. I certainly doubt we will get them because for some reason, these games, they still try to be considered realistic, and there were no trophy systems in 1944, but are there even, there's not trophy systems in any time period. Anyway, no trophies. That's unfortunate because, again, especially if people can only run one of TAC or Flak, I guess they could run both, but assuming they just run one of them because they're going to be running Ninja for their other perk, especially in Search, either stuns or grenades can be very effective because you're going to assume most likely the other team is not running both TAC and Flak. So that could make for very effective stuns and nades, which is cool for Search, especially because it's sort of strategic. But also, if the same thing applies to Hardpoint, it could just be like, you know, mass spamming nades and stuff onto the hill. So that's unfortunate that there's no trophies, but it is what it is. Most of the other stuff I am pretty happy about, and I certainly think we're in for a good competitive year. I know I said I wasn't really going to talk about the league, but I think the league's going to have a lot of parity this year. There's a lot of very good teams. There's multiple teams I can see competing for championships and even, you know, winning championships. So I think we're in for a good year overall. Feedback from the developers or taking feedback from the community and changing the game, that is a big thing for sure. The looks of the game, they look great. Hopefully a good ranked system. All of this stuff adds up to me, what sounds like it's going to be a good year. Now, I was kind of all over the place in this video. I'm doing it off the script. That's how I got my channel name in the first place, because I don't really ever plan out what I'm going to say. I just get on here and start talking. So I was all over the place, but I hope you enjoyed, you know, my commentary and how I think Vanguard is going to go this year. If you did, let me know by leaving a like down below, and certainly, like I said, leave a comment as well with your thoughts on Vanguard, how you think the game is going to play this year. I know I've been doing weird things with my hands this whole time.
I always do that when I talk. Usually you can't see it, but you can now. But anyway, thank you for the support so much. Like I said, let me know down below how you feel about Vanguard and how you feel about the video. I appreciate all of your support on these videos so much. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of these from me in the future, because you definitely will. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have a good day today. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.